Hello everyone, and welcome to an episode where the rail is out. I know how much you love the rail. Well, it's out. Today's episode is a review of where I've got to with my summer sewing plans. I've had the paper out, I've checked off what I said I'd do, what I still want to do. So now it's time to have a little review, share that review with you, because it's the middle of August. I know some of you and the shops are thinking about Halloween and autumn and is it pumpkin spice latte? I don't like them, but I think that's what people like. And I was in Hobbycraft yesterday and there was gorgeous plushy pumpkins. And I know some of you are ready for that, but I'm not, because I remember last year we had sunshine right into September and beginning of October. Not every day, but there was some. And so I reckon we've got at least a month more, and I want to make sure that all the lovely fabrics that I want to sew are done, and also that I've kind of got my wardrobe to where I want it to be. So let's have a look at the rail and let's see what we do. Excitement made the rail. Once I was in it, I was scared of getting out of it. So first of all, behind me you'll get a sneak peek of a separate vlog that's coming that has been part of my summer sewing. So one of the big things I said, and if you haven't watched it, I will put a link up here / link below / go to my videos of my summer plan. So in there, one of the big things I talked about was trousers and summer trousers and having trousers that worked in my wardrobe. So I shared with you, when I made the plans, a lilac pair that I'd already made. So I will put a picture of those in here because they're not on the rail, but they were part of what I'd already made and part of the palette. And I'm going to ask at the end how you think I've done. Here's the palette. I'll put the palette in here, and that has tried to guide me a bit as well. So trousers was a big feature. So I actually have made three pairs that are already getting a huge amount of wear, and these are trousers you have seen. So we've got the Tilly and the Button Stella Joggers, which I made in one of the By Graziella fabrics that I showed you, and I made them cropped. There's the gorgeous Madras ones, and this fabric that I actually didn't share with you, but I dug around in my stash and decided I wanted to make it. So here's a nice up close of it. Please don't ask where I got it because it was dupe stash. But both these trousers are the Chanterelle pant, and I slimmed the leg a bit down this one. I'm not going to go into huge detail about the trousers here because that's what's coming soon. But I made a toile before I made these, and I have worn these on those mixed weather days. So they are a big part of the success in my summer wardrobe. I finished the skirt that was part of So Fruity, and I've even got the pockets on now. There is 2 pockets, there's the other one. I've got it hung weird. And then I shared with you a gorgeous Minerva viscose linen, and it is made into a cord. I did this as part of So Fruity as well. Look at that fabric. And I made a Naya for the top and a self-drafted skirt for the bottom, and to split, you can see it there, split up the back, it's here. And so these work well together but work really well as separates. And then another Naya. Now I think we just need to take a moment for Nayas. This one I did in a remnant and it's a little bit croppy, but with a high waist trouser works well. Bit of crazy pattern clashing the other day. I had on the jungle print and those. Didn't intend to put them together, but I just wanted comfy things. I'm pleased with how this turned out because I put the ribbing on the neck but then did the sleeve cuff in the matching. I was fully prepared that if it was too short I would add something at the bottom. But actually I'm really happy with it, and with a long sleeve top underneath you can have the other one. This features in the photos for the rainy summer plans because you can have the other colour poking out. Now already we can see 2 Nayas here, one woven, one jersey. People keep asking me, understandably, do I make it in the same size? The answer is yes, but it's really variable depending on the fabric because I've got a gauze one, but I believe I made pre-summer plans, but here's a gauze one, so that's quite drapey. This feels more sort of fitted, and then obviously the jersey. They are all the same size. I do vary how I finish the neckline, but I am wondering about having to go sizing down the jersey, because obviously if the woven fits without any issue, but what I would say is be brave, make it in a fabric that is not your favourite or is a reuse of a skirt or something, and see how you go. But for me it works, and that does not want to stay on that hanger. So there are other Nayas. There's this pink cotton linen as well. This one and this blue one have been in heavy rotation, because if you look at like these trousers, they work, but they also work with this skirt, both of them do, and with other things, so heavy rotation. So I would say, in terms of having a good wardrobe staple, some plain coloured tops in a pattern of your choice is a big hit, because then you can play with all your lovely patterns and colours on your bottom half. So what next? So we'll stay in the t-shirt realm for a minute. So I then made myself one of the other by Graziellas, this Billie jumper t-shirt hack, and I put a cuff on the sleeve, and I used the selvage for the neckline, so it needs pressing, and I loved it so much I then did this one. So this is also a Billie jumper hack. Look, there's the cuff. I like it when it sort of turns up a bit, but there is a cuff I added. I scooped the neck out a bit more and did the same again, added the selvage. Someone said it looked a bit designer. I was like, thank you. But difference on this one, if you look at the back, I cut the back in 2 pieces, and I find it shapes into your back better. So when you're thinking about the Billie, because it's designed to be in a sweatshirt, you can easily just cut it on the fold. And this, I will put a full length picture in. I've got slits on both sides, and I have worn this for a whole Southern Social day of sewing. It's nothing around my tummy, easy to move because it's like a t-shirt thickness. Putting up tables, putting away chairs, hoovering, then went out for drinks. It was a hot sunny day and I felt good in this. Had my chub rub shorts underneath, mind you, but perfect. So if you're looking for something that's fun but comfy and feels nice, this is a winner. So now we're in the dress realm. Let's do other jersey dresses. So I did make, as I said I would, the next Westcliff dress, and I've loved this already. And this was the fabric I bought in Brighton from Cloth Control. It's just perfect for a Westcliff because it's got a bit of weight, but it's super soft, so it fits your body really well. And staying in the jersey realm, I did do it. I made the Seasons of East dress in this one. The joy I get when I wear this, I love it. I'm so glad I just took the plunge, didn't overthink it, and made it. I wore this to visit my mum in hospital the other day and made her smile too. I did do the sleeves shorter so that it came a bit further up my arm, and I might even shorten them a bit further. You can see I do the pin tucks at the front, the pleats, and the darts at the back. Can't see them right this second, but they're there, darts. And you can see the gather there. If you want to know more about this, there is a whole separate vlog, but I was so happy I made that. It was one of the first things I made after the plans. Other dress was this one. I remember showing you this madras fabric. Well, here it is in all its glory. So for the rickrack, what I did was I did it so it's only half exposed at the bottom. And I did the same on the sleeve because it gives that pop of yellow without being over the top. And Ruan, the Yorkshire Sew girl, was saying the other day, she was a bit like about rickrack because it felt a bit kiddie, but actually you can use it really cunningly, and I really like that, and I'm really happy with those buttons. They were vintage buttons I found. So this is the Marilla Walker Nautilus, but there is definitely other patterns like this. Kate of Ripper Seams is making a Megan Nielsen pattern that's like this, so have a look at Megan Nielsen's website. Obviously the Nell from Tilling the Buttons is very similar as well. The fringe dress by Chalk and Notch, I think it is. So there's a good few if you want this style. There is one more dress in the works, but I'm not going to show it because it's not ready, done, I'm not sure about it. But that is dresses. So I think I did say I didn't need too many dresses, I think, and they've all been worn already, including the one I've got on. So then I made some great basics. So there is a whole selection of vest tops. There's a fourth one here. Jury's out on this one because it's a bit cropped, but these are already great for wearing. I will be making more vest tops. I've got a third pattern to try, but these also feature in the rainy summer if you want to know more about vest tops and patterns. And I remember saying to you in the summer plans, cardigans. Well, it happened. So the blue one happened first. This is the Bertha cardigan by Tilling the Buttons, and I did it plain blue. This has been worn so much the fabric's actually getting a bit bobbly. This has become a major summer staple in this changeable weather, because if you look how it goes with the trousers and things, it's just an absolute go-to. But then I didn't stop there, because I did make this gorgeous one because I wanted to try it in the plain first, but the panels work so perfectly in the Bertha, and I love this fabric but felt it would be too overbearing as a whole cardigan. But look at that, the way it gets the shape, and did the cuff as well. And because I had the green too, and I don't think you can ever have too many plain colour cardigans. So if you think I'd already got that pink Marlowe, I've got an orange Marlowe, now I've got a blue Bertha, so I then wanted a green. And I did this slightly differently, so the cuff like that, and the front piece of the cardigan like that, so that you just got that variety whilst also having those plains that can go over so many of the things that we've got. God, everything doesn't understand the hangers today. So let's talk about a few misses. They're the hits. Let's talk about some misses. So I made up a travertine because that was on my list, and it was this one. And I remember telling you, wasn't 100% sure about this fabric because I didn't know how it would recover and when it stretched. Quite liked it. I didn't finish it with the neck bindings or anything because I was suspicious of how the fabric would last, and you don't want to waste good binding and things. So I went on thinking, oh, okay, I'm quite happy with that, to make another one. I made it in this ribbed scuba, which I picked up from the swaps table at one of the socials, and you can see it looks very, very similar in size. Where this, and it has got stretch, but the stretch is so tough. The once I was in it, I was scared of getting out of it. So a bit sad face really, because actually I really like the colour and I thought it would go really well like with this, but I don't think I can risk wearing it. So I'm wondering about cutting down the side and adding panels, or cutting down the back and adding a panel. But it is, I'm just scared I can't get out of it. So then I tried again, and I took the hospital gown incident and thought I would make it into a travertine because I thought this has got more stretch. And when I put this one on, the animal print stretches like much bigger when, look, over my chest. So just going to step away from the travertine for a bit. I'm going to cut a bigger size, but I just need to think about what I'm going to make it in, because I've got some of those lovely jerseys left that I shared with you, and I really like the shape, but I've got to be careful because it picks up like your belly button hole and everything if it's too fitted. And so yeah, 3 travertines later, we're still not there. And sometimes you've got to go, is this just not the pattern for me? Then I made a pair of shorts. Now I did mention to you in my summer plans that shorts hadn't featured very highly in my plans or in my previous summer. So because I like the Chanterelle trousers so much, there was a short pattern, so I cut it out and it's got the pocket. But I know, oh, lost my thread. I'm really sorry I've forgotten her name. She talks about the length of the leg on a short. This is too short for me. It's all right for being at home, but I might even add a cuff on it. I'm probably actually going to go back to the Chanterelle trouser pattern and cut that out, because this is a slightly different shaped pattern. And I don't like how close this is to my thigh. But I did this in a fabric I found in a charity shop a good few years ago, so it doesn't feel wasted. It was a really odd shaped piece. A couple of bits that are not finished but are close to being done is this shirt in the two colours. Sorry it's creased, it's because it's not finished, it's been bundled up. So this is the Paola workwear jacket. And then I've got the Scout tee, and I've just got to do the bottom. I've done all the rest of it, and I'm really happy with that because that works with the blue and the green cardigans. And what will work, there's some trousers that are coming. So the two that need a little finishing off. Now, as I said, over here, there's a little section here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of trousers. If you think I've made those 3, there's another 5 pairs here, and there's one that Ian didn't even dare to get on the rail. There are several different patterns there. I'll mention the word Pietra, Chanterelle, Saphir, Seguero, Emerson. So I'm not going to tell you any more about those, but just suffice to say, alongside everything else, I have been really working on summer trousers, and I got really excited because I did make a nice plain to go with things, and I'm having to really, really work on that. But I'm not going to give up. So that's where I'm at. Now, I did say to you, have a look at my palette and how do you think I'm doing? Am I doing okay with the fabrics I had, but the palette I wanted to? I'm thinking yes, but I think there's not enough plains yet to play off against the patterns, and that's where the trousers are going to come in, but taking a bit of work, and I don't mind a bit of work, but it's the trousers that are going to fix that bit. Do let me know in the comments how you think I'm doing with the palette, and if you spot any gaps or anything like that. So as part of this, I then went to see, oh, and there is of course the bodysuit version 1 here, as featured in the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge. So not going to say any more about that because you can watch that episode if you want to see more about that. So things left to do. I wanted to make another Tammy handmade Gaia Gia, the strapped summer dress, because actually that red one has had heavy wear, and so that is still on my list. It's just finding the right fabric that I feel really works. I want to use that blue viscose for a dress that came from Legend Textiles. It had like the green on it. It was very 80s. And thank you for all your lovely comments about the tablecloth that, hang on, this tablecloth that I talked about, because actually I've had some brilliant comments and I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to make like a summer dressing gown robe. Just going to be very simple cut pieces to use the edges, and probably, is it dolman sleeve or grown on sleeve? I think that's be perfect for that. Swoosh around like some 1920s lady in that, I think. So thank you for your lovely suggestions about that. So actually, there's not a huge amount left. There is a few fabrics I haven't used yet that I'd really like to use, but I am feeling that what I said I was going to do and what I felt I should do versus what I've not got too distracted, have I? There is one thing that I haven't mentioned here or wasn't in my original plans, which is T-shirts. I don't think it's in my original plans. I am working on some, and I will do a separate vlog for you about T-shirts, because I'm not finished on any of them, but I will give you a good verdict on the different ones, including feature the ones that I've done here too. There is the Tokyo Lights fabric by Lady McElroy, or McElroy, however you pronounce that, that I do want to sew up, but I'm not going to rush because I feel that could go through multiple seasons. So in terms of where next to make the most of the summer into transition, finishing and completing the trouser patterns that I want and getting some plain trousers now. White Naya is going to happen, a gauze one, gauze plain trousers, and then it will just be sewing like a lovely summer dress, because I did put a call out recently about a summer dress pattern that had a nice square front, and I've had some brilliant suggestions. once I've gone and investigated that, I will update you and share with you all the suggestions. I have had the Pietra Pants pattern reprinted, the Travertine reprinted, and I think that's it. And yeah, I've got a lot of trousers like mid-works that I do think some people say about toiles and not loving doing them, and I do understand that, and I don't always toile, but there are some things where I really think you should, and I think trousers is one of them, because the bottom half shape of us is so variable, and I was chatting about this at the Southern Social. Our circumference might be the same, but we might be that way or that way to make the circumference. So it is the one that is the toile worthy thing, and I think from pattern to pattern as well, because once you know your shape, you know what you're looking for. But pattern companies definitely really vary on things like the rise and things like that. And of course, what you can't see here, which will come at the end of August, so I am more than halfway through mine, so I should be on track to share that at the end of August. I would love to hear what you think I still need to sew up before summer goes away. If there's any fabrics you remember of mine that you think's missing that I shouldn't forget to do, or any part of a wardrobe that you think might be missing, do let me know. And it might have disappeared right this second, but did you like the smaller rail versus the bigger one? Because we know we love a rail, but which was better? This one's longevity isn't so great. I'll pop a clip at the end. Hope you have a great rest of the week and that you get to do the things that you love to do, even if it's for a short bit of time. Thank you for your continued support.